Complements her bubbly personality. She will wear you out with her constant energy and excitement. This senior is an amazing friend, always there to listen to your problems and give the best advice, and she will never say no to a chocolate/food run. Please help me welcome the last speaker from the legendary class of 2015, the president herself, Georgia Spears.
Just as a disclaimer, I'm probably gonna cry even more. As I was walking through a bookstore earlier this year, I found a greeting card with a quote that defines my entire senior year. Life is a journey and not a destination. I know that sounds really corny, but it's true. I always fill my schedule with as many clubs, classes, and activities that I can because being involved is part of who I am. But I must admit, a lot of the reason I do this is to keep me from being lonely. My junior year, I was cast as Ophelia in Hamlet. It was my dream role, but opening week, I developed an abscess in my throat, was admitted for emergency surgery, and couldn't perform. I told my mom I felt like I hit rock bottom. To comfort me, she said that it will only go up from here. Boy, were we wrong. All the nurses would say, this would be a great college essay topic. FYI, that's not what I wrote about. Little did I know that in less than a year, I would be back in the hospital in even more pain, and worrying about a part in a play would seem trivial. At the end of my junior year, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called primary immunodeficiency disease. Basically, it just means I have a really weak immune system. Regardless, this fall, I came into my senior year with high hopes, great friends, great prospects for college, and most importantly, my school presidency. After 2 weeks, the stomach pain that I have lived with my whole life skyrocketed and became excruciating. But being the strong girl I was, I smiled through it and ignored it, until I couldn't anymore. The next few months were a blur. I was in the hospital for a month and a half and out of school for almost 3. I went 10 straight days without eating and dropped to 94 pounds. I don't care what any magazine says, being 94 pounds and 5'5" is not a good look. I was woken up every morning at 5 a.m. to get blood drawn and was pumped with steroids and medicines that they give to cancer patients. My doctor concluded that I have steroid-resistant ulcerative colitis, my second autoimmune diagnosis within the year. I know this sounds like one of those pity speeches, but I swear it has a point. My sickness is not like a case of mono or the flu where I miss a bunch of school but eventually heal completely. Autoimmune disorders are when the body attacks the healthy cells thinking they're unhealthy ones. It can go into remission, but it will never go away. I take around 15 pills a day and self-administer shots once a month. By the way, they do not weigh 56 ounces. I read the scale wrong for the assembly little thing. That's really embarrassing. When I returned to school, I could no longer be the student with no free block that I was before. It was heartbreaking to watch my classes on my MA go from 7 to 6 and then down to 2. I always took pride in taking the maximum amount of classes, being president of my school, leader of Christian club, participating in every school play, and being a solid A- student. I was losing my markers for success and felt like I was losing my identity. It was so difficult to hear my peers say, "Do you even take any classes?" or needing Kai to take on extra Senate responsibilities because I didn't have the strength to do so. But I didn't want the whole world to know all of my issues, so I kept explanations about my health brief and on the surface, and smiled and acted like nothing was wrong. Eventually, the physical pain lessened, but the emotional pain escalated. I found myself isolated from my friends and my activities. I didn't know how I had gotten to that point. I had to figure out how to redefine what happiness was. It took a lot of solitary nights at home, tears, 45-minute drives each way to school, feelings of incredible loneliness even when I was surrounded by a ton of people, and most importantly, the process of writing this speech to feel normal again. First, I learned my inner journey was the real reward. And next, and I'm still working on this one, I learned smiles are good, but suffering alone and in silence will not make your problems go away. It's what landed me in the hospital 4 times in 10 months. Congratulatory pats on the back and pictures on Facebook or Snapchat mean little compared to my evolution towards my real self. The actual title of president wasn't the achievement, but working with so many inspiring students like you all is the real success. Being called this person's best friend is not important because relationships change, but the memories of laughing until you cry and late night Ubers will be with you forever, no matter how much you hurt each other. Being this person's boyfriend or girlfriend is temporary and cannot define you, but learning from these experiences is what makes you a better person after these associations are long gone. The A doesn't matter, but the wonderful friendships created with your teachers by spending countless tutorials drilling the information does. I'm not saying that taking leadership positions or smiling or working incredibly hard to gain titles is a bad thing. I'm saying quite the opposite. My experiences in working towards my titles are what make me the person I am today. Redefining my priorities was a struggle, and I'm still in the process of doing so. In closing, this year taught me sometimes you have to let go of good things to make room for great ones. Thank you. Sorry about tutorial. Dad, you're the most hardworking guy I know. Sorry, this is happiness tears, not sad tears, I swear. Not every dad wakes up at 4 in the morning to provide for his family and still has the energy. No, not kind to hang, cruise around the Apple Store, and take me to amazing movies. I'm sorry, Mom, and I wake you up with our loud voices and late night disagreements. I love you more than I could ever express. Keep your Facebook alive. To Mom, you're my best friend in the entire world. I don't know 2 people who are more obsessed with each other. You're the Lorelai to my Rory. I'm so honored when people say we're twins. Thank you for sacrificing all you have to ensure the success of me and Paige. I will never forget. I slept in a chair for a month and a half to make sure I was never alone in the hospital. I miss you when we were apart for a few hours. I don't know how I'm gonna be so far away from you in Michigan next year. You will always be the craziest, most creative, and amazing woman I know. I love you. To Paige. You look out for me and take care of me, so I always feel safe. I love binge watching TV together, sharing your twin dorm room bed, and exploring the streets of New York together. You're my rock, and I brag about your intelligence, beauty, and empathy to everyone I meet. I love having that cool, smart, fashionable older sister. I love you so much. To Yaya, JJ, and Gramps, Aunt Georgia, both Uncle Georges, and Jen, thank you so much for your support this year. The late night phone calls, medical and college advice, and unconditional love have gotten me through it. I love you all. To Teeny, I'm so sorry you couldn't be here today. I've never seen anyone beat cancer with more grace than you. I will always be your baby, and I know you love me more than you love Sparkle. I can't wait to make a bunch of money someday and take care of you. I love you. To Annie and David, you 2 are my parents away from home. You both look out for me and have made me grow exponentially as an actor and a person. I have so much respect for you. I love you both. To Lindsay, I know you got my home number on speed dial. And to Lynn, I have your number on mine. To Dr. Aaron and Dr. Anderson, I'm so lucky to be in your care. You 2 are more than just my doctors. Thank you. To all the adults who's helped me and my family through this time, I have individual thank yous for you all. I want to especially thank the Wessingers, Feldsteins, Semlers, Helpers, Gannons, Toppers, Craig, and the Arnatous. Thank you to Callan, Sarah, Penn, Cheryl, Dan, Minot, Molly, Whitney, Georgia, Lizzie, Matthew, Lori, and Kelly for coming to my speech today. To Krista, Lynn, David LeCount, Jen, Bill, Dave Marshall, Randy, Jamie, Jay, and Scott, every decision I make is to make you proud. Thank you for challenging me and letting me come cry in your offices. To Brooke, I can't wait for us to move into a pink old people's home together. You will be my best friend forever, and I can't wait to see where we both will end up. You're my little cookie. Thanks for coming today and putting up with my nuttiness. To my friends, thanks for all the good laughs and memories. I'm gonna miss you all next year. And to the MA community, thank you so much for letting me lead you this past year. When my doctor suggested I take 6 months off school, I kept going because I didn't want to let you all down, and I hope I haven't. It was the best decision I have ever made. You are the reasons that I come to school every day. Thank you so much. Shout outs to Soul Cycle, MA Theater, Annie's Advisor, Raj's Basketball Court, the Ladies of Theater 3-4, Olivia Benson, Berks Girls Senate, Christian Club, and the Class of 2015!